I guess that's probably, unless there's one more question about a different topic. Or,
This lady over here.
okay.
I was just wondering, 1970s, the last plan was made, and that's so long ago. What makes you think if everyone here gets the position they're looking for, is that gonna bring things to a point where there'll be enough power and influence that this comprehensive plan will get done?
Yeah, that's a great question. What's your name?
Spencer Woodcock.
Nice to meet you. So, yeah, that's a really good question. I think, as I mentioned earlier, the board meetings that I've gone to this year, I've seen Tim and Laura every board meeting, ready to get stuff done, coming with their research, ready to make moves and only to be argued with often seemingly just for the sake of arguing. So I do fully believe that, if we could get a couple more people onto the board who are really trying to make some progress and get some of this stuff done, absolutely, I think we can get some of this stuff knocked out very quickly. I also want to say again, I've started working with these guys over the summer for a lot of this stuff, and we work together really well, and we bring a lot of varied perspectives. So yes, my answer is wholeheartedly, I think we could.
Do you have any yard signs put out?
We do. We actually have some at the table over there if you guys want to take some.
Good.
So then, if that was all in place, what would be how would you lay that out? What kind of plan for the plan would we
Yeah,
be
the
seeing,
different priorities.
and how would you also involve the community so that we can have everyone there to understand all these varied points of view?
I think Laura wants to respond.
Yeah, I would.
Are you okay with that?
I'm very okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So some of that groundwork's already been laid out by the current town board, and we have information. We have a proposal from a company that has offered to write up the comprehensive plan and do the back work of it. It involves having committees and people involved from the town, workshops. There's a lot of moving parts to it. Bill is probably the best person to answer that question because he is very passionate about it. It is very expensive, and getting grants for those things is something that supposedly our current supervisor has pushed for or applied for, but I have not gotten any information as a board member on our progress of that. The other thing, the short-term rental committee's recommendations were amazing, but they were not taken wholeheartedly because we could barely get 3 things move forward on. And if we had a town board that all were in agreement or more likely to be in agreement and have the same perspective, there would be more moving forward with this comprehensive plan. And we really, we're the ones who are holding the town halls. We are the ones sending out opinion surveys. We are the ones who are passionate about hearing from you rather than just throwing something in your mailbox. We're trying to get feedback. We're the ones advertising when the meetings are. We're the ones posting them on our social media. We are the people who really do value the feedback from the town, and we have made every single proposal that Tim has made has been because of somebody who has asked for him to work on that. These are things that are not, we don't take your opinions lightly, and we really do want to move forward with them. And, Randy ran 2 years ago when I ran, and, it would have been a totally different board if Tim had stayed, I got elected, and Randy got elected. We have had the minority for 2 years. Tim has had the minority for 4 years. We have been fighting tooth and nail. That's why. Okay, I'm going to show you this. This is my doc, okay? This is every single paper that means anything, and it's all organized. And I pull this out at every meeting, and I have facts and papers and references and everything. And we fondly call it Gaslight Village because we are constantly, we are hallucinating. They have all the answers, and we are wrong all the time. So we have been banging our heads. If he was not up there, I couldn't be up there. Like, you cannot be in that. It is like an abusive situation. Like, you are constantly told you're wrong, no, you're voted against, you can't. It is clawing for something. We are getting scraps. Huh?
You're bullied.
It's not.
Bullied, yeah.
I don't even know if it's that, because we can hold our own, but it's just,
Oh,
you know.
Roy was in,
no
and
air.
bullied.
Yeah, there's not an ounce of
That's
give,
right.
and,
That's
okay,
right.
and also, Tim proposed that what was the proposal that got negated? We made a resolution and then they went back on it. Like, we cannot get ahead. There is nothing. They will, in the same meeting, negate a resolution we just made and then say we need to move forward on things. When you just negated something that 3 people voted for. We got one person to come to our side. In the next vote, they're like, oh, I didn't listen to that. I didn't know that was.
Yeah.
Although they were taking notes during it. I can't. It's entertaining for the people not living it, but my God, we are fighting for our lives up there. We're fighting for your lives.
User fee for
It was
the.
the fee for the park.
The fee for the park, yeah. Yep.
Laura, and we aren't amused by what you guys are going through, it's horrible.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Laura, you're spot on.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
As a newcomer to Wilmington, I'm married to a local from generations. I found it really fascinating going to that first meeting because I heard things like, no, we don't want things in writing, we want, or in emails, we want them verbally, but then there's no paper trail to back up the fact that you're trying to get things done, which was part of the conversation that was going on at this last thing that you had done, the emails and this, that, and the other. But you shouldn't have sent the emails, you should have just called. Meanwhile, the documented conversation still wasn't followed up on. It just seems
Our
frustrating.
calls don't get returned either.
Oh, I'm sure. That's exactly what I was thinking when I was sitting there. I think they need more people on that board who are not there just to occupy space and advertise their town position to make their businesses run better, or to use their position to get around various things in the town's zoning, etc. There need to be people there that are concerned about the community.
If Tim or Laura bring up a plan or an idea for a plan, they usually end up saying, well, we don't have time to go into that right
Yeah, I
now,
was just.
but we'll get back to
Next
it.
month.
But that never happened.
Yeah, that needs to change.
It does need to change, definitely.
You know, and the other thing you come up against, I don't know for sure that it's here, people saying, well, that's the way it's been. That's the most bogus thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
You know, just because that's the way it's been doesn't mean it has to stay that way. And if we're talking constantly about what they're doing in J, well, if they can do it there,
No.
why can't we do it here?
I think we could if we had people that would try, at
And
least
that
try,
can be part of the argument.
yeah,
It can't just be the neighbors that are getting things done.
that's right.
And Laura, you go to those meetings in J too, don't you?
I've been to a couple. I will. Are you talking about the J Dems or the town meetings?
Town board.
I will watch them online.
Okay.
Yeah, they're run totally different than our board.
Maybe this is each other.
They do. It's a much more respectful board.
Did we
It's
answer all of your questions?
it's night and day.
I guess I just ought to say regarding the comprehensive plan, it's like a 2-year process. So it's not something, but yes, you hire a consultant. Every town does it. So it's not we're not stumbling in the dark here. You hire a consultant, you form a committee. I think what tends to happen with a lot of these committees is they start with 15 people and they end up with 8, or 6 or 4. But you hire a consultant, you do send out surveys. It's a very formal process or routine process that many towns do. And then they come up with a document, but the document it's just aspirational. And it really is very similar to the STR committee's recommendations in that the document can be great, just like the STR committee's document was great. Then the town board does with it whatever the town board does with it. The document itself is not legally binding. It's supposed to lay the foundation for the zoning code, which is legally binding. But so it's 2 years to get the comprehensive plan, and then another year, optimistically, to update the zoning code or create a new zoning code. Probably like 2 years, really. So that's why we've been really trying to just amend our zoning code, which could be done in a few months. but they come back to, no, we want to go through the comprehensive plan process. Well, then it's just going to be another 4 years of more KOAs and more, et cetera. So we're trying to proceed on both tracks, making modest amendments to the zoning code while also updating the comprehensive plan. And even if we don't have the grant, we can still create the committee. And I think we do have enough expertise in the community. There's a lot of, like, when you go through a lot of these things, there's a lot of demystification. You know, nothing is so special. What you do is you get a couple comprehensive plans from nearby towns, Lake Placid, etc. They're updating theirs all the time, and you get the gist of what is done. And we could even start making progress even without the grant. But ultimately, I think we will need a consultant to produce the final project or final product. And I think
Will the consultants that you all have kind of honed in on, will they involve the community? Because there are different ways of doing comprehensive plans. You could send surveys out, or you can have, you know, design charrettes with the community where you're involving people and, you know, at least having discussions that ideas come out and people's opinions come out.
Do you know if that is part of it? I would say they're really opinion oriented, this group's, whether or not, you know, that's in the final proposal. I'm not sure if we're gonna go with this company, and that we have not decided yet, but they did have a lot of, I mean, their proposal's beautiful and all, you know, very laid out by like the time, they give us a timeline of when things will happen, so.
Is that available for the community to look at?
Yep, the town clerk, you can email her. If you go to townofwilmington.org, it will have the links to the different people that work for the town and the correspondence. And you can either look at it online or you, I believe you would have to ask for a paper copy, but Dawn's amazing, she can get it for you, she's our town clerk. Any other questions?
Well, I just want to make a comment. I don't want to be the dead horse here, but you know, a classic example of what happens to Laura and Tim is that they're presented at a meeting with, we want to spend this money. And they're presented that minute. And they say, well, we're spending the town's money. We'd like some time to look this over. And they're treated like they are just a huge barrier to progress. That's the way the rest of the board talks to them. Like, you want to be responsible and actually think about where you're spending money? No, because that's a big barrier. So, you know, to me, that's just such a classic fundamental. They can't even try to do a good job without being treated like they're an obstacle.
An annoyance.
yeah.
That's us.
So
Team annoyance.
if nothing else, for the sake of Laura's mental health,